Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another installment of Let's Talk About It, the word on real estate. We are so glad you were able to tune in and listen to us again. We have a great and awesome show, so let's get this party started and
Yeah.
kicking. I am your co-host, William Bertice. I'm your guy who has the money. If you're looking at refinancing, buying a house, give me a call, 619-484-2843. And let's get into our co-host, Mike.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Michael Dunn, CEO, Decade Financial Solutions. You guys can find me at Mike the Money Guy on Instagram. Or if you guys want to call me directly, it's 858-333-5559. Again, that's 858-333-5559.
And next to Mike, we have Mr. Clinton James.
Hey, what's up? This is Clinton James, your local real estate broker, and as usual, often imitated, never duplicated.
Can't duplicate him. And
No.
and next, no, Terrell did not get light skin overnight. He couldn't make today's show. However, we do have a guest co-host, and the reason we brought him on is this gentleman is smart and savvy when it comes to finances and saving and retirement. And based upon today's discussion, we want to bring him along to join in. So, Keith, introduce yourself to our Facebook family.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Keith Bayham, and I'm a financial advisor. I'm also a community volunteer, and it's a great opportunity to be on the show with you, Will. I remember when we were actually doing the workshops, when you did the workshops at the barber shop,
Yeah.
and I had a chance to chime in a few times with you guys. So I appreciate the opportunity. So thank you.
Yeah, Keith is a smart, up and coming brother. So, if you want to get in touch with him, send us a message via Facebook and we'll make sure he gets in touch with you. So, today's discussion is going to be led by Mr. Clinton James. So, I'm going to let him get it started.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you very much, William, for that great introduction. And yeah, so what we wanted to do today was on the word in real estate. Let's talk about it. Our co-host Dunn, Michael Dunn, he actually came up with the money mindset, and we had an amazing show last week. No, the 2 week, the week before
About
last
2 weeks,
week.
yeah.
Yeah,
About
2
2 weeks
weeks
ago.
ago, and it kind of had me thinking because number one, we and what we wanted to do was kind of like really reach out to the community and really help people understand that um, the money mindset starts at a very young age. And what inspired me is that over just a couple days ago, me and William, we had a client where I was doing the notarization and he was actually doing the loan. We met them late at night to do the loan doc signing, and they introduced us to their 18-year-old daughter, right?
Right.
And she actually saved $10,000 at the age of 18
Wow.
and bought her own car.
Wow.
And I
Wow.
was like, she's ahead of the curve with a lot of even adults.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and then we got introduced and she's a smart, sharp young lady. But I was trying to figure out what inspired her to do that. And then we heard from the mom and what the mom went through, and the mom had her at 16, but at the same time too, the mom had a money mindset. She wanted to inspire her daughter to be independent, and how to save money and have a great relationship
I
with
love
money.
that. I love
So I
that.
mean, so as parents, you know what? I'm the father of four kids. Most of our panel here are parents, and we even have kids who look up to us in our circle, in our network. So as parents and kids, our job basically is to prepare our kids to be prosperous in this world, and that's the bottom line. Simple things like brushing the teeth, like making sure that they do their homework, prepares them for a life of success as an adult. But one thing we tend to overlook is our beliefs about money, because that makes such a big impact on the prosperity of children, not only us, but also our children's children, based upon what we actually do with it, what we think about it, and what we say about money, right? It teaches them about how to have a relationship with money. In fact, just keep in mind, and this is a Christian show, just keep in mind the money is a very uncomfortable topic among a lot of people, So when you're discussing with even your family or children, it is an uncomfortable thing in some households. But let me just give you a fact as a Christian. The fact is that there's over 2,300 verses on money in the Bible, right?
Wow.
Wealth and possessions, all that in the Bible. Jesus spoke about money. Roughly 15% of his preaching was about money. 11 out of the 39 parables was about money. It was one of the most talked about topics in the Bible. So talking about money shouldn't be an uncomfortable thing, because we always revert back to one verse, the love of money. But a healthy relationship with money is good, right? So um, let's take a deeper look at this, because these things have a huge effect on what eventually shows up in our lives as adults, even my life. How I saw my parents treat money and talk about money and do what they did with money affected how I saw my relationship with money as an adult. So when we look at today, where we have a huge debt in this country, almost 80% of the country, people are in debt in this country. We really need to press and focus on really teaching the kids coming up about how to have a healthy relationship with money. Because as parents, even though we think we're not teaching our kids, even though we're not talking about it in the household, keep in mind our kids are learning based upon how we treat money. For instance, because that's unintentional, but at the same time, our kids have a front seat to really observe how we treat money. For instance, um, if a child grows up and he thinks that rich people are selfish and dishonest, right? So let's be real about it. As an adult, that child's going to think, in order to be honest, money shouldn't be something that he should be wealthy, right? Or think about it like this: if you grow up in a household where money has a negative connotation, where there's a lot of arguments about money, a child grew up as an adult thinking, well, I don't want to talk about money in my household because I don't want to have to argue like my parents did,
Right.
right?
Right.
So at the same time, what we're going to do is that our panel here, and especially our guest Keith, he is a wealth advisor. He's an advisor about money, and he's basically, his career is built around that. We're going to touch on the 4 pillars of how to really introduce your kids to have a great relationship with money. And those 4 pillars are work, save, and spend. Sorry, work, give, save, and spend. So work, give, save, and spend. And we're going to dive into those 4 pillars just so that, you know what, we can actually understand how to really nurture with our kids, how to have a really great relationship, and even start a topic. We're not saying this is how you're going to do it in your household, how you should do it in your household, but what we're going to do is give you some ideas of ways you can start
Love that.
doing it.
Yeah.
All right. So the first pillar we're going to dive into is work, right? So a lot of us have stories about our first job, but I believe this, and I don't know how you all feel about it, but I believe that, uh, especially boys, they should be kept busy in the household. It doesn't
Girls
matter.
too.
Yeah, girls too, but especially boys, because
Yeah.
when boys are idle, it's trouble. You
Yeah.
know, so one of the things about and I believe that should relate into a job. A boy or a girl too should get a job as early as possible, even if it's doing chores around the house,
Yes.
right? Because I remember my first job taught me a huge humbling lesson, because it had me respect my father and what he does. Because I remember I worked hard all day, and when I looked at that paycheck, it was like, what? You know? But at the same time, that's what a job does, chores does. You want to help your child relate money as as a value in their time. You wanted them to understand that money's not something that comes easy. You have to work for it. So um, one of the things, as parents and guardians, we want to give our child the tools to win in life, and work is one of those tools. right? Because we know somebody who doesn't work, how they're regarded in society, right?
Yeah.
Right. So I want to ask the panel, give us an idea of like, or what was your first job and how did you feel about your first job?
Woo. Oh man. Okay, so I had two first jobs, so to speak, because one job I was working, but I didn't realize it was work. I got recruited at an early age to do acting and modeling and commercials and stuff by a local agent here in San Diego.
He makes it sound like that's anybody's
Anybody, yeah,
job.
Right,
no, I mean,
exactly, yeah.
you can't, you can't. Anybody can do it, but
California.
yeah, right. So yeah, come to California, you'll make it for sure. No, but I mean, I was making a paycheck, but I didn't have any concept of money and like that I actually the stuff that I was doing on stage or whatever or in the commercial was actually generating income. The first real job that I had, where what you're talking about, where it's this laborious, kind of intensive, monotonous thing, was my first job was SeaWorld. I was 16 years old. My uncle worked there at the time, and we kind of had an in that way. Any kid who was willing and able to want to go work and work an honest wage, you could go work at SeaWorld, and boy oh boy. I'll never forget it. That 3:30 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. shift, doing park operations, that will definitely humble you for sure.
Brutal. Huh?
But at the same time, you get to understand. You might not see it right away, but you start seeing the value of your time, your effort, and how it relates to money.
Right.
Right. So that first paycheck makes everything okay, but that paycheck only goes that far. You know.
Yeah. So my first job was through Wendy's. It was
Okay.
Wendy's in my local neighborhood, and I didn't like my first job, to be honest. It was so for starters, it was like really close. So I was in the neighborhood, and so because of that, my friends would come through, and people just knew me, and they're joking around, they're asking for free stuff, but just moreover, but just the fact that I worked so many hours, and then when I first got my first paycheck, and I remember my manager handed me the paycheck, and he was just like, "Here's some lunch money." And I was like, "What in the world is this? My check is cut," because I didn't understand what taxes was, Social
Yeah,
Security,
right?
all these extra lines I did not understand. Like, man, you guys are robbing me, and I'm not feeling it. But it was a short-lived situation. I was
Right.
only there for a little more than the summer. It was like 3 or 4 months or
Okay.
something like that. But I was just happy that I actually got the job. That was the first accomplishment,
Yeah,
right.
to actually go through the interview process
Right.
and then say, "Oh wow, I actually work for someone." But once I got there, I realized two things. One, I was too close to my neighborhood. That was just a bad idea. But just because of the people around me messing with me.
Yeah.
But then, but moreover, I was more involved in sports.
Right.
But because I was only 16 at the time, and so being really focused in sports and not really focused on making money in the job was a lesson that I learned. But yeah, that was my first experience. My first real job was
And
Wendy's.
Keith, you brought an amazing topic, a good topic on sports, because a lot of people might think, okay, well, you have to go to a job, an actual job where you get paid, you put in your hours, but getting a child involved in sports also helps them to understand the value of money, because money is just a result, and that's what we have to learn, is a result of putting in that time and that effort.
Yeah.
So once they understand that, it's kind of like, and sports can relate to that, because there's a result that comes with them being in sports,
Right.
them winning,
Mhm.
or like having that team camaraderie.
Right.
And when it also relays, or that's why sports and business always goes hand in hand. You have that team camaraderie. You work together to get for the same outcome at the job. So, I mean, that's a good topic that you actually brought up, because it doesn't have to be a job. It could be chores at home.
Right.
Just putting
Yeah.
a list of chores at home that they have to do and telling them, hey, I'll give you $1 a chore.
Yeah.
You
So
know?
with my son, we have a deal, right? So we collect for recycling, and by doing that, we probably generate in a month and a half about like $50.
Okay.
So, and I tell him, I say, hey, you get 10%. 10%. So 7-year-old, he doesn't really comprehend what
Yeah.
10% means. So I have to
Right.
explain it a little better. So when we get $50, $40 to $50, you get $5. At 7 years old, getting $5, he feels like he hit the lottery.
There you
Yeah.
go.
So he's more excited about when it's time to go take the recycle, and he has a better understanding of the value of the dollar. Other things as well is that my daughter and son did a very good job in terms of taking care of other younger family members, just other boys in our circle,
Right.
and so we paid them a little bit of money, just enough,
Right.
just to thank them for handling their responsibility correctly.
Right.
So those are a few ways we're kind of putting money in their pocket. I would say that a good way to add value in terms of getting children introduced to like the banking system
Yeah.
is by doing the old-fashioned way. Like when we was kids, remember we had like the bank books and the
Yeah.
savings
Right.
accounts, and you walk up there and then they stamp your book with the date and everything
Right.
like that. So there's a great chance where if you have children who have like a savings account, maybe just open up a small savings account at your local bank, and whatever amount that they're willing to put in, why don't you match it? So if they get $20, then you put in $20 just
Make
to
your own
match 'em.
401k, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Just so they can get comfortable with dealing with the banks, because the banks are not our enemies. The banks is a resource and a tool that we
is.
need to
Right.
take advantage
Love that.
of.
Right.
So I think that's very important for people to know.
Yep.
So, but that's one part of it, and then but go ahead. What was your first job
Oh,
experience? You're not gonna miss this. It's your turn.
They forgot about the brother over sitting over here.
Yeah, sorry.
So in my first job, oh man, they gave us these flyers at school saying that anybody who wants a job can sell newspaper subscriptions. So I was like, bet. So I needed a job so I could save up and buy a TV because my mom would not buy me a TV all across San Diego, and we would sell uh, uh, Union Tribune newspaper subscriptions door to door. And I saved up about a 2 months worth of paycheck. Yeah, it was pennies too. And went to Best Buy and bought a 32-inch TV because my mom had a 20-inch TV in her room. So I said my goal was to buy a TV bigger than hers and put it in my room. So I'm glad. And looking back, I'm glad she decided not to do that because it gave me that work experience and it gave me a goal to work for.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I know we have a lot more to discuss, and this is a topic that we can easily go into for a full hour, but we do want to pay the bills and go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be back in a few minutes with the Let's Talk About It, the Word on Real Estate.
Follow your dreams and walk in your purpose during the Walk in Your Truth Conference. This conference is Saturday, September 7th, 2019, beginning at 12 noon until 3 o'clock p.m. Registration opens at 11:30 a.m. The address is 2525 Highland Avenue, National City, California, 91950. This conference is about inspiration, motivation, and transformation. Presented by Rita Reed, a John C. Maxwell Academy certified coach and motivational speaker and Amazon #1 best-selling author. Rita Reed is a certified life coach and the founder of Purpose with Rita. Tickets are $25 and can be purchased at www.purposewithrita.com/events or at the door. This is the Denim and Jean affair with lunch being served promptly at 12 o'clock noon. We're looking to have fun, eat, laugh, and maybe cry. But more importantly, gain new insight on understanding our purpose and walking in our truth. For more information, go to www.purposewithrita.com/event or call 619-206-4149. See you there.
I am Roosevelt Williams III, the Soul Cobbler. I repair man and women's shoes, handbags, and luggage so I can save your soul, heal you, and yes, I will die for you. Ask us about our 100% healthy skin lotion.
When your skin is dry and you look ashy, rub me on your skin, plus I smell classy. You can put me on fresh out the shower. Rub me on your body, I'm that soul cobbler. I can save your soul. I can heal you.
I am your Soul Cobbler. Contact me directly at 1-858-480-9262. That's 1-858-480-9262. And remember, every soul counts.
There's that train.
Hey, San Diego, it's your boy, Tony with Men for Christ. Listen, we'll be celebrating 10 years of ministry and music, and we would like for all of you to be there. It's going to be Saturday, September the 21st at 6 p.m. at the New Creation Church. We will have special music guests, Camellia Bell, Full Gospel Ensemble, the New Creation Choir, Arissa Nicole, the Divine Praise Dancers, and Chris White. Don't miss this milestone of music and ministry. It's our 10-year celebration. It's been a long time and a long journey, and we want you guys to join us. That's going to be Saturday, September the 21st at 6 p.m., the New Creation Church. That address is 3115 Altadena Avenue in the city of San Diego. For more information, please call 858-367-3343. Tickets are $15 in advance and $20 at the door. To secure your ticket for this event or for more information, please call 858-367-3343, or you can call me at 619-843-7086, and I may give you a discount. We want to see you there, San Diego. God bless.
To Let's Talk About It, the word on real estate. I am your co-host, William Bertiz. And for those who are listening, we're sitting here talking about how to talk to your kids about money. So if you have any questions or comments, please submit them in the comment section. We'll get a chance to review those questions and answer those questions live on air. And before we get back to our topic, again, we have our co-host, Mr. Mike Dunn.
Hey, what's going on, guys? That's Michael Dunn, CEO of Decade Financial Solutions. I'm a guy with all your credit needs, financial education. If you need me, just give me a call. It's 858-333-5559.
And next to Mike, Mr. Clinton James.
Yes, sir. This is your Clinton James, your local real estate broker here in San Diego. If you need any advice about buying a home here in San Diego, give me a call, 619-384-9269.
And tonight we have a guest co-host, Mr. Keith Behan.
Yes, hello. It's Keith Bayham, and financial advisor. And so thank you for having me on the show. If you have any questions in general, I can be reached at 619-813-3303. And I greatly appreciate the opportunity to be in here.
Hey, man,
course.
glad
Love
to have
having
you
you.
here.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So, Clinton, you got it, man.
Yeah, so what we're doing today is discussing the money mindset. The topic is the money mindset, and family and money, and how and when to talk to your kids about money. What we're doing here is we're covering the 4 pillars or that you can actually use to introduce your children or your kids to have a great relationship or a prosperous relationship with money, right? So we covered the first one, which was work, right? We talked about our first job and how that created in us an ability to understand the value of money and how money relates to our time. One of the things I wanted to go back real quick that I was talking with my son the other day, and I had to tell him because he was now asking for an allowance, and I said, you know what, we got to change that word because at the end of the day, I'm going to put it as commission. So,
I love that.
because without work, you're not going to get paid. So I want to see those grades up. I want to see you do well. And you bring those grades to me, and you'll get paid. We moving away from allowance.
I like that. So from allowance to commission.
Commission.
I'll write that down. I'm writing that one down.
So now as they start making money, right, doing little chores and stuff around the house, doing the things like going to sports, getting involved in internships and stuff, and they start making money. Now comes the fun part. Now, the fun part is saving that money and keeping that money, because as kids, I don't know anybody who doesn't like spending money, right? And
Right.
as kids, that's how we grew up. Is our relationship with money is all about spending. Now we have to start teaching them first off how to manage that money. So, because one of the things, as they say, savers are the ones that get the things they want in life, right?
Right.
And that's a quote. And I have a couple of quotes here I want to put. One of them is from Warren Buffett. He said, "Someone is sitting in the shade today because someone else planted a tree long ago." Right? And then Susie Orman, she's a popular financial advisor on TV. The way to build your savings is by spending less each month. All right. So simple things like that helps you introduce your kids into talking about money. But saving is all about setting a goal, right? Kids all want. I remember in order for me to get the sneakers I want to look fly my first day of school, I mean, I remember I had to set a goal. Okay, well, this month, based upon how much hours of work, I'll save up this money to go buy what I want, you know? And that's a way, even though they want to spend the money, that's a way of actually introducing kids to setting a goal and saving. Now, it's all about keeping the money, but setting that goal also helps them understand that keeping that money and being able to keep that the opportunity cost of spending that money now when they can really use that money later. You have an opportunity to talk to them about that. Secondly, you also have an opportunity to show them, hey, set a goal with them. I will actually match that. So when matching that, you're also helping them understand and how the job market and being in a job works with a 401k.
Yeah.
Because now you're able to name you say the savings account. You can say it's a 401 daddy, you know, 401 mommy, you know, because I'm going to match that if you save this amount. Because a lot of kids have big goals and dreams, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of the things that a lot of times we teach them about saving, but we don't teach them about investing. And that's where the power comes in, is investing, seeing that money actually grow, making them understand that number one, it's not parents almost have to take out and think about it like this. Some parents have to take out a second mortgage to go to Disneyland, right? And that's how expensive Disneyland is becoming every year. And I'm seeing that too. Now, think about if you was to shift the way of thinking and say sacrifice Disneyland for 1 year, but also give them an option. Maybe we can buy stock in Disneyland, right? It also gives an opportunity to teach them about ownership,
Yeah.
right? And not just spending the money on the things that you can enjoy today. Because at the end of the day, Disneyland, I just learned, is a blue chip stock.
Well,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I seen several kids. I remember seeing a special a couple years ago of this mother who decided that she was no longer going to buy her son any more shoes or Nikes. She was going to give him money to invest in Nike. So she said, if you're that interested in Nike, you invest in Nike.
There you go.
And the kid started investing in Nike and start having enough dividend income where he started buying his own shoes.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, I saw that. I was like, that's a good idea. Instead of just spending the money on a company, have your child understand how that company works
Right.
and see if this is something you believe in and make money from that.
Right.
Yeah, and I agree with what you guys are saying. One thing that is so powerful in this day and age is that the power of the internet was something that is here in front of us today that we didn't have as children. So because of that, we weren't able to look up stocks and know what's going on with the stock market. But you know, students these days and kids these days, you know, starting from the ages of about 12 all the way up, maybe a little younger, but let's just be realistic
Yeah.
in terms of them being able to read and understand the information. They do have the opportunity to learn more about these companies and decide what they're going to do. I mean, when you think about it, I mean, even today, and not to blow myself up, I just bought this new phone, this iPhone
Yeah.
10R, right? And
Got
I'm still trying to figure out how to use it.
Yeah.
On the way, I had to pick up my daughter. She showed me how to use the iPhone and put the face recognition on there within like 3 minutes. Something I knew I just wasn't going to be comfortable with in general.
Yeah.
But the whole point to that is that she just has a different mindset and a different way of viewing things.
Yeah.
They see like the things that we use or the things that they use. They like, for example, Netflix. Netflix is a company that people can buy into, and I'm not making any suggestions saying go buy Netflix or any other
Yeah.
stock right now at this point. I'm just saying
Yeah.
that in order to cut down on our cable bills, Netflix is a viable option.
Yeah.
Right.
So-
Exactly.
But I actually want to say something to that because this is something that I think is a huge issue in especially I see this like in the African American community, our community. we grossly underestimate the amount of a child's learning capability, their
Right,
ability to
right.
process and absorb information.
Mm-hmm.
I went to a seminar recently where they talked about tax lien investing. And one of the things that the gentleman who was standing, the main speaker, who I would probably say was at that point was probably the wealthiest man in the room because he had been investing well over like 30 something years at this point. He got his son started in tax lien investing when his son was 10 years old. But the way he did it was he created kind of like a game where he taught his son some really basic fundamental investment strategy and gave his son like a list of like how to find these properties on these different websites that he goes to. And then he gave his son kind of like these indicators to look for, and he turned it into a game. Now, his son didn't realize at the time that he was actually using real money to do that. He thought it was just like, like how like digital currency or some sort that you use in like a video game. But what ended up happening is that over the next 6 years, when his son now is old enough, I think he's in college now, what he was saying is that his son was able to invest enough and from trial and error enough that he pays for his own way in college
Wow.
without student loans. Not only does he do that, but he also doesn't work a job. All he does is invest.
Wow.
And now his son is 6, 7, 8 years qualified and experienced in investing
Wow.
in real estate. And so it's one of these situations where I think that sometimes we sell our kids short because we place these limitations on them that, truth be told, we're projecting and we place on ourselves.
That's
Right.
true.
That's
very true.
Because the possibilities are endless, I think, for children. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, and I agree. And just the fact that you can use different types of apps in order to save money, and where you can start with smaller amounts, and then from there you can still start to build a portfolio.
Yeah.
It provides kids the opportunity to do that without thinking that, all right, in order for me to become wealthy, I have to go to a 4-year college, graduate from that college, get a 9 to 5 job, and build wealth that way, which is a very strong way to do it.
Yes.
But not everybody thinks like that.
Absolutely.
And when you look at different children, they have different personalities. Some
Right.
might have more of an entrepreneurial spirit.
Yes.
And this is a way, learning to invest or save little by little over time gives them that opportunity, and maybe at the ages of between 18 and 21, where they're making that decision if I should be going to college, if I should be focusing more on my career, should I become someone who goes and picks up a trade. They have the money to buy that car.
Right.
They have that
Exactly.
money to figure out how to put themselves through junior college.
That's right.
And provide the avenues for themselves. So that level of independence at an early age is very important. And I believe that just figuring out the simple ways of savings makes people think more. Okay, well, you know what? I'm 17 and I do have a $2,000, in my savings account,
Right.
which would be
Exactly.
huge. In the big scheme of things, you can't like go buy a house or anything with $2,000, but it puts you on a road to where you know that you can possibly use that money to invest in yourself to start your own business.
Right.
Just different ways like that.
Yeah.
And as the term is before you get is pay yourself first.
Yeah.
Which is
Yes.
something where not only kids should be doing, but we should be doing this. Hey,
Yeah.
pay yourself first before you pay any bills. You got to put some aside for you.
Right. And that leads me to one of the my quotes, quote from T.D. Jakes that I heard him say, because a lot of the topic in our community today, especially the Black community, is the wealth gap. And a lot of us are concerned about that because there's a huge wealth gap. And one of the things T.D. Jakes said is the solution to that is if our people start becoming less consumers and become more owners, we will see that gap will start. We put a big dent in that gap, and this is where it starts because we got to focus on the next generation coming up, and
Yeah.
and that's the main thing is that teaching kids how to really have a great relationship with money, even saving money, putting money aside, even looking at investing. That's a great way of actually helping them have a prosperous future.
Right.
that.
And go ahead.
Well, I know you want to finish your statement, but we want to take a quick commercial break. We got to pay the bills over here at GODRadio1.com. I know they're getting paid on time, so we want to make sure they continue to do that. We'll be back. Let's talk about it.
I am Roosevelt Williams III, the Soul Cobbler. I repair man and women's shoes, handbags, and luggage so I can save your soul, heal you, and yes, I will die for you. Ask us about our 100% healthy skin lotion.
When your skin is dry and you look ashy, rub me on your skin, plus I smell classy. You can put me on fresh out the shower. Rub me on your body, I'm that soul cobbler. I can save your soul. I can heal you.
I am your soul cobbler. Contact me directly at 858-480-9262. That's 1-858-480-9262. And remember, every soul counts.
The San Diego Voice and Viewpoint newspaper is San Diego's oldest and largest African American publication. We bring you news for and about our community. Your stories matter to us. Thank you for allowing us to serve you for nearly 6 decades. Your support enables us to continue to forge ahead, informing you with news tailored to your needs. In addition to subscribing to our weekly publication, consider using Voice and Viewpoint to promote your business and events. Call us at 619-266-2233 or send an email to ads@sdvoice.info for details on how to get started. If you have advertising needs, contact us. Our prices are both fair and reasonable. Follow us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/Voice and Viewpoint or visit our website at www.sdvoice.info. Remember, a people without a voice cannot be heard.
There's that train.
Hey, San Diego, it's your boy, Tony with Men for Christ. Listen, we'll be celebrating 10 years of ministry and music, and we would like for all of you to be there. It's going to be Saturday, September the 21st at 6 p.m. at the New Creation Church. We will have special music guests, Camellia Bell, Full Gospel Ensemble, the New Creation Choir, Arissa Nicole, the Divine Praise Dancers, and Chris White. Don't miss this milestone of music and ministry. It's our 10-year celebration. It's been a long time and a long journey, and we want you guys to join us. That's going to be Saturday, September the 21st at 6 p.m., the New Creation Church. That address is 3115 Altadena Avenue in the city of San Diego. For more information, please call 858-367-3343. Tickets are $15 in advance and $20 at the door. To secure your ticket for this event or for more information, please call 858-367-3343, or you can call me at 619-843-7086, and I may give you a discount. We want to see you there, San Diego. God bless.
Welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk About It, the Word on Real Estate. I am your co-host, Mr. William Bertice. And for those who are listening, we're talking about how to talk to your kids about money and how to help them become more knowledgeable about it and successful in life. If you have any questions or comments and you're watching this on Facebook Live, shoot those comments over to me. If you're watching my Facebook Live, shoot those comments over to my Facebook, and we'll be able to help answer those questions live or mention your comments live. So before we get back into our topic, I want to reintroduce our co-host, Mr. Mike Dunn.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Michael Dunn, CEO of Decade Financial Solutions. I'm the guy with all your credit needs. So if you guys have some challenges with your credit and you need to get that all, suited and booted, ready to go, just give me a call. 858-333-5559. Again, that's 858-333-5559.
And Mr. Clinton James.
Yes, sir. This is your local real estate broker here in San Diego. If you have any needs in real estate, feel free to give me a call, 619-384-9269.
And our guest co-host today, Mr. Keith. Say your last name, because I screwed it up the last. Bayham.
Yeah, Bayham.
I messed it up the last 2 times. Right?
Yeah, no problem. So I'm glad to be on the show. My name is Keith. I'm a financial advisor in the local area. If you have any questions in general, the best number to reach me at is 619-813-3303.
So if you've been listening to the show, Clinton has been going over the top 4 ways to help your kids become more knowledgeable about money and how to manage money. So he already hit on 2, so now he's about to hit on the 3rd.
Yes. and we went over it's the 4 pillars basically of ways in which you can really help your kids build a great relationship with money. And we went over work, and then we went over savings, because now once they start working, they start making the money. You want to teach them how to keep it. And then the third one is giving, and this is one that's close to my heart, because at the same time too, just as we can learn how to work and save, we can also learn how to give, and that's something that
Yes.
kids actually learn
Yes.
too, just by watching parents and in the household. Because I believe generous people are the best people on the planet. And one of a quote that I want to quote is from Andrew Carnegie. Everybody know about Andrew Carnegie because of the Carnegie Library, but let's keep in mind those things are available to us because he donated a huge lump sum of his wealth. Now his quote said, "Wealth is not to feed our egos, but to feed the hungry and to help people help themselves."
I
Right?
like that.
So, and just keep in mind, it doesn't matter what status you are in life. Just keep in mind, studies have shown that even very wealthy people stress about losing everything as much as the person who's living paycheck to paycheck, right? So I mentioned that because I want you all to know we're still on the same plane, but one of the best ways to lower that anxiety about money is to focus on what we're thankful for. This will move our attention towards what we want to or have, opposed to what we do not have or what we want. Okay, we don't want. So giving also redirects us, and we need to teach kids. Basically, teaching kids how to be grateful is an important teaching. It's as important as teaching them about saving money. And you see, as a Christian, and this is a Christian radio show, I have to mention that, I see giving as a financial manifestation of gratitude, right? Because I wake up every day, and I'm thankful for life. And when I go to church, my church actually teaches me to give 10%. And I think it's more than 10%, because I also give of my time, So at the same time, too, and that's just to show, and that's my belief. I believe in God. So I believe that I should be always thankful for just waking up every day and living life and being able to work and being able to make money, So, just given that. And I want to ask, how do you all see giving in your life,
Woo, boy, you hit a nerve, dude. Clint, you bringing it today, man. To quote another great man, Martin Luther King said, "Everyone can be great because everyone has the capacity to give." I cannot stress this enough. I think in my own life, personally, I've seen this play out so much. And I talked about it a couple weeks ago, where, like the whole idea of tithing, as a Christian man, even the idea of just being willing to give of, I think, which is the most valuable commodity that we have, our time. I just was not willing to do that for so long. And I saw that like plague itself throughout my life. I kept trying to break through this barrier of like prosperity that I just could not seem to ever get to, because my perception about giving and about my time and being selfish was just so warped. I was all about self, and it just it's ruined a good part of my career going in my earlier time of my career. I just was so wrapped up in self, and it wasn't until I really adopted this concept of service and adopted this concept of being selfless, that I believe that God is now really starting to allow those gates of opportunity to really open, and he's really like pouring out a blessing in my life, that because, like we talked about a couple weeks ago, like the more that you do that, the more resources I believe that spiritually God is going to give you, because it needs to be out here. It needs to be magnified. People need this assistance. They need this help. They need this information that we're all providing, right? And the more that we're willing to give of that, I think the more resources are going to come back to us to continue to do that.
Right.
Right, and I agree. I mean, in terms of like giving, I just remember as a kid, I was a part of this group. It was called Project Giving Back, and it was a group of African American police officers who came together to take kids who, at risk kids, but I wouldn't call myself at risk kid, But what they did is they poured a lot of time into us. From that, it was me and another gentleman. We had a chance to start a T-shirt business, just in high school at age like 16, 17. And from that, that was our first entrepreneurial experience. That T-shirt business was the reason why I was able to put that on applications and add that into as a part of applying for different colleges. But I say that just because the fact that those police officers poured so much into us as a community, now as a man, I feel like I have to do the same. And by giving my time to the community, to my friends and family in my community, and by doing that, it actually has helped out me in terms of from a business standpoint,
Right.
because the people that I'm, helping, it's coming back twofold, and it's such a beautiful experience, and I'm humbled to be a part of that experience. But sometimes you got to give first before you can to receive
Right.
anything.
Absolutely.
And you may think that you're giving just because for if you're giving for the wrong reasons, it's not going to work for starters. So let's just start that from the top, right?
Intent and purpose.
All right. So
Right.
your intention. So if you're giving and you do it out of love, what comes back to you is
Yes.
so strong and so powerful. You have to prepare to receive it.
Right.
And so coming from a space where as a kid I had a chance to be a part of someone who spent their time, they spent their money in order to improve and enhance our lives as young men, keep us off the streets and doing stupid stuff, and gave us a chance to become entrepreneurs, and that has transcended for not just me but also my friends who come from the same area.
Yeah,
I love that.
that whole
Yes.
giving thing is so important, and I'm the type of person that's always had to learn the hard way about the giving, because it's like, God, are you sure you telling me this? I remember specifically a time where I was in between jobs, and I just got a new job, and I had $20 to last me 2 weeks, and I was sitting in the back of the church, and a voice said, "Go give your pastor the money." And I'm like, psych, I'm not hearing this. This is coming from somebody else, something else. This is from the devil, right?
Right.
But it kept on getting stronger and stronger. The feeling kept on getting stronger and stronger. Then I tried to negotiate. I said, okay, how about $10? How about $10? That's all I could do. I said, nope, give the full $20. I was like, ah, this was Wednesday. So, church service is over. I went to the pastor. I said, hey, man, great message. Gave him $20. I said, let there be a blessing to you. And I just left it alone. I said, whatever reason I had to give, it was for the will of God. I still was living at home. A few days later, my mom gave me some mail and said, open your mail. You need to open up your mail. So I opened up my mail. In there was a check for $200.
Wow.
That's when I really learned about the power of giving,
Right.
about the intent of it,
Yes.
saying you have to give from your heart,
Right.
and whatever it is that you need, God will give you tenfold back.
Right.
And yeah, I tithe that $200 I got back too.
It's awesome. Awesome.
Wow.
And you see
He was
the
trying to
thing-
get 2,000.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was.
And you see, the thing about it is that a lot of people see giving like that as counterintuitive because it sounds weird because give your money and you get back, even though you're struggling. But think about it like this, and that somebody had to break it down to me for me to understand it really. And you can, and this is a great way of introducing your kids to giving. Think about money like love, right? The more you give of it, and the more you put it out there, love out there, is the more you get back of it. So a lot of times you got to understand that there's enough. We can't live in a scarcity world. There's enough for everybody. So giving, putting it out there, you're always going to get it back. So that's about giving. And then we're going to take a quick commercial break.
Yes, sir. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about more of the pillars of giving and pillars of spending and pillars of having a job and all that stuff.
Yes, sir.
Helping your kids get learn about money when you come back.
Kingdom Comedy is back with another hit. San Diego, get ready for the funniest stage play of the summer, Second Chances. The hilarious comedic duo Charles and William are back. Yes, you heard me. Charles and William are back. This is a story of love gained and of love lost. Will you get a second chance, or is it too late? Go get your tickets today at www.kingdomcomedy.com today. As an added bonus, you'll be entered to win a free hotel vacation stay, either 2 nights in Mexico or the Dominican Republic, or 3 nights in Las Vegas, Nevada. All you have to do to win is just buy your ticket. So go now to www.kingdomcomedy.com and get your tickets today. So you'll be entertained and also be entered to win a free vacation. So go now again to www.kingdomcomedy.com and get your tickets now. What are you waiting for? Go, and I'll see you there.
The San Diego Voice and Viewpoint newspaper is San Diego's oldest and largest African American publication. We bring you news for and about our community. Your stories matter to us. Thank you for allowing us to serve you for nearly 6 decades. Your support enables us to continue to forge ahead, informing you with news tailored to your needs. In addition to subscribing to our weekly publication, consider using Voice and Viewpoint to promote your business and events. Call us at 619-266-2233 or send an email to ads@sdvoice.info for details on how to get started. If you have advertising needs, contact us. Our prices are both fair and reasonable. Follow us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/Voice and Viewpoint or visit our website at www.sdvoice.info. Remember, a people without a voice cannot be heard.
You're in good hands with the Moses team. Tired of dealing with the same old realtors? Feel like no one cares about your dream of owning your very first home? We care. The Moses team. The Moses team is equipped to meet all your needs. We serve the community with creative financing, refinancing of homes, buying and selling of homes. We care about our customers in a special way.
I had to sell and buy a home in a short period of time. The Moses team made it possible for me to do so. They are great people to work with. I have never dealt with realtors like them before. They actually cared about me and my needs, and not just getting me into my house and collecting a commission.
You too can be in good hands with the Moses team. If you are in the market for buying a home, selling a home, refinancing a home or property, please call the Moses team at 619-934-4474. That's 619-934-4474. The Moses team.
Realtors of Stonegate Realty and Mortgage, California real estate broker number 017-88396.
Welcome back to Let's Talk About It, the Word on Real Estate. I'm not going to reintroduce our co-hosts because I think we all know who they are. But we're going to let Clinton go ahead and finish off the last pillar of helping your kids become more financially savvy.
Yes. So now they're making money through work, they're saving money, and you're teaching them how to give. Now comes the important part, which is teaching them how to spend. Now, I can't stress this enough. Now, I don't know much people in this world who do not like spending money. Right? This is how the economy was set up, is for us to spend money. Even the things we watch on TV, how we add, what we drive, is all about spending money. This is what makes the economy work. Now, but there's a fundamental understanding that we all have to understand about spending. And it comes from a quote by Susie Orman. People need to understand, if they do not have cookies in the cookie jar, they should not eat the cookies. And it's very, and when you break it down, it's like if you don't have money to spend or buy something, because keep in mind, if you have $40 and you saw something on sale that came down from $100 to $50, you still can't afford it even though it's on sale. Right? So that's kind of like how we got to look at things when it comes to spend. And that's how we got to teach our kids, because there's another quote. Even if you have a master's degree in making money, you will still wind up broke if you have a PhD in spending.
There you go.
Right?
Awesome.
So teaching kids, and I know even all of us here, that's something we meet our clients all the time, especially if they want to buy real estate, if they're fixing their credit, if they want to invest. We have to sit, or even if they want to get a loan, important, we have to sit down and look at their spending habits and kind of work with them through it. So I want each one of us to go around and just give your mindset on how spending is for you.
Okay, I'll make it quick because I know we're pressed for time. Michael Dunn, Decade Financial. So I work with clients every day on spending money. A lot of you guys know this who have worked with me. I have two things. One, 50, 30, 20. 50% should go to your living expenses. 30% should go to personal expenditures. That's like going out, eating, blah, blah, blah. And then the other 20% should go to savings. So that you do that with every piece of dollar that you take home, your net income, right? So if I have $100, $50 should go to my actual living things that I need. $30 of that I can go buy myself some food, and then the other $20 should go into my bank account or my investment account. The other one that's a super practical one that most people don't even do that nowadays is carry cash. Carry cash. Like, so that $30, that 30% that you're allowed to spend, carry that in cash. I just went to New York. My brother noticed this. I had a lot of cash on me, and I said, this is my budget. This is what I plan on spending while I'm here. I can do whatever I want with this money because it's within my parameters. But once all this little cash is gone, that's it. There's no more. There is no more swiping the card, because psychologically speaking, when we do that, we swipe a card, we don't really feel it. You know, there's nothing tangible. We just get the card back. We actually get more back than when I give you something and I get more back. And so there's no concept in the mind that, like, I actually just lost, like, money out of my account. And this is how we end up running into pitfalls. So
Yeah.
Oh.
Leave it up. Hey.
Oh, okay. So no, that was good. That was great information. I mean, so yeah, budgeting and debt management is a very personal topic. And going back to, you know, children, I think that's one of the topics that we usually avoid when talking to kids about,
Right.
you know, like, you want to talk about my credit cards? You know, that's none of your business. Half of it was spent because of you. But just playing, but I'm serious. But so the whole, but in terms of budgeting and debt management is very important. And so figuring out a way to actually monitor that is very important as well.
Right.
Having like the spreadsheets, looking at your bank statements, but also collecting receipts on cash purchases and things like that, so you know exactly how much is going in and going out. And setting a goal to also, you know, pay yourself a certain percentage.
Yep.
So.
And don't be afraid to bring your kids to the budget meeting at the table. Don't be afraid.
Right.
Have them there. And go ahead.
And I was going to say this real quick because I know we're about to go off air, is when you do plan on spending your money, because you should plan on what you're going to buy quality if you can. And the reason I say buy quality if you can is if you buy something quality, it may be a little bit more expensive up front. But whatever it is, whether it's a pair of shoes or a nice dress or a suit or whatever, it can last you for many, many, many years instead of having to buy more and more to replace it. So
yeah,
my whole thing is if you know what you're going to spend your money on, plan for it and buy quality. Not buy the most expensive thing, buy quality.
I love that.
Awesome. So yeah, that wraps it up for us right now in our the word in real estate. And we covered a plethora of topics, and we hope that we were able to actually help you take at least one and just start. You know, just start introducing your kids to money. You know, so
And real quick, Keith, you have an event coming up soon. We want you to say it before we get off air.
Yeah, so on September 17th, which is a Tuesday at 5:15, I'm going to be hosting a seminar talking about ways to save money for retirement. So it's not going to be for the children, it's for us, right?
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about the 401k, what's the difference between a traditional Roth IRA and also Social Security, and other different ways where you can have multiple buckets and build those buckets so you have the right amount of money and income stream when it's time for you to retire. Very important. 45 minutes, there's no charge to it. It's at Spacebar Internet Cafe, which is located 7454 University Avenue in La Mesa.
Hey, if you guys want to learn more about investing, check this brother out and go to that event. And we're going to sign off. So, Clinton, you got it.
all right, y'all. So definitely appreciate y'all coming in, tuning in. We hope to see y'all the following week on another topic. We'll have
Terrell back.
Terrell. He'll be here with his topic talking about. We don't know yet, but we hope you tune in.
we're excited though. It's
Yes.
gonna be good. It's always good with him.
All right, y'all. So peace.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yes.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back in about a week after.